Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Tentatsu, bringing you another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 private beta gameplay. This video is going to be on me talking about my personal first impressions on this beta. Now, that being said, when I first started playing this, it was actually on a Thursday, it wasn't that Friday. I was lucky enough to have early access to the game, and it was pretty rough. I am not gonna lie to you. The visuals look great, but when I first started playing the game, it's like it was very sloppy. It was very inconsistent at times, and it just felt it took a bunch of bullets basically to really put someone down. But yet, when you get killed, you just got put down. I'm like, okay, whatever. It must be because it was super late night. I was tired, and so I was like, okay, whatever. I started playing it on Friday, and it was the same thing. I was like, man, why? Like, what's going on right now? So I started to see what everyone else was using, because I tend to, kind of see what other people are playing with. Started seeing videos on other famous YouTubers and stuff like that, and I started seeing that the whole meta of this game was the SMGs. What a surprise! It's always SMGs. So I started using it, and right there and then when I started using SMG a little bit more, my gameplay was actually better. I started actually putting people down a lot faster than normal, because I've been playing Call of Duty since day one, and I personally don't like using the same gun always. And yet, this first impression of the game, it kind of forced me to constantly play with the same gun in order for me to actually have a good game. And it kind of gets boring after a while. So I'm the type of person that likes to mix it up a bit, and every single time I try to mix it up a bit, I just had a horrible experience. I didn't like that at first, so I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna go with the wind and just keep playing. That was on Friday, and then Saturday going to Sunday, I started noticing that it was a little different in the actual game itself. And I'm talking about in the sense of that it got better. Treyarch actually did a few hot fixes to the game itself in order to make it slightly better. They toned down the SMGs, so now the SMGs are not so dominant. And also, you start seeing other players actually using different guns for once, instead of the freaking that I forgot the name of it, the MX something, whatever. You guys know which SMG I'm talking about. I started seeing people using all the different assault rifles, and then the other meta was those battle rifles, the 3-round burst. It had like infinite hip fire range or something like that. Anyways, they also fixed that. So now my experience with the game itself got a whole lot better, because now every single time that I actually shot somebody, it would go down. Don't get me wrong, there are still some times that I'll get some hit markers here and there, but at the overall, when I actually aimed at somebody and shot them, they actually went down. It wasn't like before that I'll go around a corner and then boop, I just drop. Now, the other things I would like to mention is that whole thing with the body armor. I don't know whose idea that was. It was just it's too powerful as of right now. I know that there is a counter in the AP rounds, but if you played this, you would know that not every single gun has the attachments of AP rounds, but everyone has access to the body armor. It's like when a person has the body armor, it's like they have like extra hit points. And in this game, that basically, like I said earlier, you could die in 1 second. That I lost a lot of gunfights because of that. And just like if you're an OG Call of Duty player, you know that usually this game is all about reaction time. Usually the person that shoots first kills first. And in the beginning, it felt that I shot first, I died first, and that grinds my gears. I'll look at the kill cam, and you see me shooting the person first, but yet I'm the one that gets just dropped, and it doesn't make any sense. And the majority of those times is because that person has body armor on. Another thing I like to touch up on is the whole flinch and the Houdini tricks that your opponent actually does when they shoot you. I I was like wondering to myself, like, man, why am I losing all these gunfights? And it's because of the flinch. Not only are you experiencing a flinch, but the screen itself turns black, and that's why I say the opponent is doing a basically a disappearing act, and a lot of times you missed because you can't see them. I noticed this because when I was starting editing the videos and I was playing them back, and I noticed that every single time I get shot, like my screen will go black, and then I'm like, okay, hold on. I go back, I rewind it, I slowed it down, and literally there's a bunch of frames. Even though in our eyes it's a few seconds, there's a bunch of frames that makes the person disappear. Like it turns completely black, and you really can't see the person. I'm gonna put a slow motion clip of exactly what I'm talking about. I started the fight, and all of a sudden he shoots me, and it turns all black, and I miss, and I completely lose that gunfight. I'm hoping that Treyarch sees this as a problem and just completely takes it out of the game, and only just leave the flinching mechanic itself without making the screen turn completely black. I do have high hopes for Treyarch. Imagine in the beta itself, they made changes and didn't wait for one weekend to end and the other one to start in order for those changes to take place. Those changes were very noticeable from one day to another, and that gives me a sense of relief that Treyarch is actually gonna listen to the community and make the proper changes the game needs in order to succeed. I'm super excited to see what the second week of this beta is going to bring to the table, and to also experience new content that is going to be available to us in order to kind of determine if Call of Duty is going to be worth picking up this year. Well, anyway, guys, this will wrap up the video. My next video most probably going to be on operator mods and how you could unlock the full potential of each gun. So make sure to subscribe and like, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you think of the video and what other ideas you have for me. So thanks again for watching.
Operation complete. Nice work.
Ruin kill.